Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah.
You don't?
Good.
Okay.
It's on.
Okay. All right. As long as it's not like the previous times where the person hits record to stop, and then he's filming his feet for like 20 minutes. That has happened many times.
Yeah, see, Ryan knows.
I'll post them up on YouTube then. It's okay, you only did it once. Another guy did it like 3 times at two different conventions he did it where he was just recording his feet.
You should call it Leroy's feet.
Leroy's feet. Alright, well, allow us to introduce ourselves. I'm Grant Uchida and this is Ninja Nate.
Hello.
Ninja? He's ninja, very ninja. Careful, he might be standing right behind you. Don't look behind. If you guys like those 2D pixel art, I think they're called perler beads. We will be giving out coupons right over here at the end of our panel for $1 off them. You can go to the Artist Alley. They're called Dinner Crew Crafts, and you can get $1 off the really cool pixel art. Too bad we didn't grab any to show off. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, we forgot them. So, but that's okay. You want to begin?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start it off. Yay!
So there's a little intro video we got together actually of both of our clips on YouTube.
空手やれよ
Yeah. So that's pretty much what we do. He's basically a martial artist, and I am a musical comedian. And I know what you're thinking: musical comedy, martial arts. How can you combine the two? We somehow found a way. And so this is a list of things that we do. So Nathan, you can tell a little about yourself.
So mostly I started martial arts when I was very young, about 8 years old. So I've done that for about 16 years, so I've had a lot of experience on that. So I started martial arts and I started doing tutorials on YouTube, and I thought, oh, just for fun really, but I know it would get kind of big because now YouTube is very high in tutorials, right? So everyone goes up to YouTube to find something that they want to learn. And I do demos, and I've also loved choreography, so like Jackie Chan and stuff, like doing fight choreography and stuff. So yeah, that's really what my YouTube is about. And when we combined Grant, he had more of like a performance aspect too. So he can tell you a little bit about what he's been doing before meeting me too.
And when I started, I just wrote a birthday song, which we'll see that in the next slide. But I just started putting up videos about parodies because I didn't want to actually put any real music up. I was like, oh, let's make a fun parody and put that up. And that's slowly where I got my thing to be a musical comedian. And I just started literally just in my bedroom, like my camera's up on top of my desk and just recording in very poor quality. But somehow it worked, and when we actually met, like that's when our YouTube channels kind of like meshed together.
So this next one is how we kind of got started. For me, like I said, I didn't do vlogs. I didn't do martial arts at first. I was actually a gamer, and I was practicing. So if you see the first slide on the top left is 2 RuneScape characters, if you know what that game is.
How many of you guys played RuneScape? Yeah, 2 people, 3 people.
Yeah, I was totally into that. It was my first MMORPG. I really had fun with it, and I wanted to make videos on it, but I couldn't figure out how to work the whatever thing to capture the stuff. So that didn't work out. So I just ended up having a YouTube channel that says Math Defender, and that was my name on RuneScape actually. So that's what it was supposed to be based upon. But I eventually met this guy right below him. His name is Chosen Ninja. He does tutorials, martial arts tutorials, and he's a ninja too. So I thought, oh, he does something interesting. Like he inspired me to kind of try that out too, to see if I could kind of make some tutorials for fun and help people out in terms of martial arts. He gave it out freely. Like usually you have to pay for this kind of stuff. You go to a school, martial arts school, you got to go learn and pay like $100 more a month, depending on the school, and the teachers. So yeah, just give it up lessons for free through video on YouTube.
For me, as I previously talked about, I wrote a birthday song for a friend. And it was basically saying like, oh, you know, it's your birthday, but you're gonna get diabetes from eating your cake. The repo man's towing your brand new car you got, you know, but it's okay because it's your birthday. And I never really expected it to be anything, but about 2 years later after I wrote it, I found that piece of paper on the floor of my room, and I was like, you know, I think that I can revise that. And that picture over there is from it's from the birthday video, and that was basically the start of it all. And the person right below that, some of you may know him, he's a musical comedian named Bo Burnham. He got his start on YouTube like me, but he was more persistent at it. So he is actually the youngest person ever to appear on Comedy Central, which is what I wanted to do, but then I realized I was older than him, so that already didn't happen. But that's basically it. Like we were both inspired by completely different things, and yet somehow, like, you know, like nobody knows how YouTube is gonna work, and nobody knows what path we're gonna take. It just happens that way.
So if you remember YouTube, I don't know if you ever were using it at the time, but in 2005, it looked kind of like the slide on your left.
It looked beautiful.
Yeah, it was really nice.
It looked amazing.
We really liked it back then. So we liked the layout back then. You can see all your friends and everything, and the subscribers. Easily see all the, I guess
you can see basically everything was on one page. You got your friends, your subscribers, your information, your videos. You can customize it. It was awesome. And then they turned into Facebook. Yeah. Everything looks the same now.
Yeah. So on the right is PewDiePie. Is the top one right now. He's a gaming channel. It looks all different.
Yeah. So you can see that there's a vast difference between what it was 2005 and now 2014. Sorry, I was gonna say, does anybody have a YouTube channel right now that you're working on? Good, you guys are in the right room.
Yeah.
Tuxedo mask. Awesome.
So yeah, 2005, it was more community-based, and now it's kind of like you can see all the bigger names and like things like that are already like big on like TV and stuff are starting to get in on YouTube. So it's a lot more difficult for the average YouTuber or just regular guys to kind of get out there. Eventually we're going to talk about how it's going to work for us in the sense of how to break through. Sometimes you just got to be lucky, but we'll talk about that later. But as you see, yeah, back then it was more of a close community. Things got around a lot easier. And, I think if you start out back then, you had a bigger advantage of getting started in the future. So right now it's a little different. So if you have any
yes, back then it was definitely a community. Not many people used YouTube, they just watched it. And a lot of times it was just based off of how many times you clicked on it. So there was a lot of people who were smart, and they did something called botting, which was they would put it into a system, and the system would refresh the video over and over and over, and it would get a lot of views, and that's how you get on the top viewed videos of YouTube. YouTube found a flaw in that system, and so they were like, well, we'll change it from views to watch time, meaning how long you watch your video. And that's for views of random things that don't have anything to do with the thumbnail. Boobs, for instance. Thumbnail, yeah, I'm sure that you guys have seen that. There's like a half-naked girl on the thumbnail. You click on it, and you find a decently good video about cooking, but you don't watch it. So there's stuff like that that has also affected the ability to become viral on YouTube. But the one thing that really upsets me now is that there's so many people out there who have a lot of talent, but then they only get like maybe a couple hundred views versus a guy eating a deodorant stick and he gets 80,000. I'm not even kidding, that's a video, look it up, man eating deodorant stick. You can find it on YouTube. Alright, can you guys read this? No? You don't have to read it. It's basically, you can be saying anything up there.
Yeah.
Pizza, cheese, taco. But what this is basically, I guess, what do you call this?
It's like an outline of what we go through compared to what you might see. So on the right you can see YouTube, and on you can see it says what you see. Yeah, it's even hard to read this. And 3-minute video. So like on the right side, with a little tiny only 3 YouTube, what you see, and 3-minute video. That's usually the regular viewer. On the left, and branching out all the stuff below is what someone like a YouTuber has to go through as they create their video.
Yeah. So when people who have no idea how to, like, have never been into making videos, they see a video of a guy who's doing a decently okay job, they're like, oh, okay, he sucks, dislike. But what they don't understand is that the process of making a video is much more complex, well, for people who want to take it seriously. First of all, like, you know, you need to find, if you're doing a music video, you need to find actors, you need to schedule dates, you need to do all of this pre-planning stuff, and that's not even getting to the video yet. And then you have to film, you have to edit, and most times, I mean, Ninja Nate and we're very aware that there are a lot of malfunctions that goes on. A lot of things go wrong. In the first time we made a music video, we got kicked off of the location that we were supposed to film on. So we spent about a good like 2 hours just scouting around, thinking, oh my god, we're not gonna get this music video done. And it had to be done in 48 hours. It was a 48-hour film thing, and it was crazy, but at the same time, it was also, you know, it's what we live for. It's what YouTube artists do. We make 3-minute videos for people to love or dislike. Yeah, that's
also, is there any question on this process? Like,
yes.
If you can help anyone out with this?
Yeah, if you guys have any questions that pertain to what's going on here.
Just read those out loud.
Yeah, sure.
You probably have a better chance. So, on the left, it starts off with creative, which is YouTubers in general, or people who create media, and then 3-minute video, and then editing, which runs down to 3. Far left is time, creativity, and filming. And under time, there's patience, channel.
Sorry, we're having trouble reading it.
It's like extra small on my screen.
Yeah, well, here, let me see. Okay. So, oh Jesus.
I think it's channel growth. Yeah, the channel growth.
Channel growth.
Promotion. Yeah, self-promotion.
Self-promotion, there we go. You know, I got a better idea. I'm just going to go over there and read it off the screen.
Oh yeah, that's good.
All right, so we have patience, rendering. Video rendering takes a long time. I was doing a cooking show with 5 cameras. Literally, all of that footage took 2 hours to render, and that wasn't even with the editing process. Oh, yes, perfect. Yeah, okay. Next, we have channel growth, meaning that you need to put time into developing your channel. You can't just expect it to grow overnight. What I did was I subscribed to everybody who subscribed to me. I would make connections with them. I would say, hey, thanks for subscribing. I would check out their videos, and maybe a 10th of them would subscribe back. So for every like 100 people that I subscribe to, I get maybe like 20, 30 subscribers at most. Creativity. We're all gonna hit roadblocks in life, and on YouTube there's no exception. How do you make something funny without repeating the process over and over and over and keeping your audience, you know, like, interested? Careful selection, meaning ideas. You know, you don't want to just put up anything. You know, like, would you want to be known as a guy who makes a viral video of doing something awesome, or Rebecca Black? If you guys don't know who Rebecca Black is, she's a joke. Or like a person falling down, fail videos. We don't want to go that way because we're going to be remembered for the guy who always ate it on the staircase in graduation. Yeah.
On your fail video, it'll get popped.
Yeah. Let's see. Finally, filming. What are you going to use to film your videos with? Are you going to use a camera, like a little flip cam? Are you going to invest money? That camera over there is about $1,500. So that was a big hefty chunk out of my paycheck. Editing software was $500. New computer, $300. And we were doing a collab channel later on, which we'll talk about. And I invested like $200 into a system that took a while to work. So yeah, so YouTubers aren't always making money. We just do it for the love. But yeah, that's the basics of it. Sir, if you want, like, later on we can actually show you this so that you can copy it for yourself. Yeah. So yeah, that's cool.
Do you have it online somewhere?
We will be putting this video up on YouTube. In fact, you can go to youtube.com/RandomUchida to see this video a week after Kawaii Kon. Shameless promotion always works. Yes, and also for those of you who walked in, stay till the ending of the panel and you get a coupon from Dinner Crew Crafts. They're in the Artist Alley. I forgot what number they are, but you can get those 2D pixel art, you know those Chroma beads that they iron down? They got some really cool stuff. There's one, I don't know if they're selling it, but it's called Afro Blanca. It's about this big, it's bigger than his head. And he has a pixelated Goku and a whole bunch of stuff. So yeah, come and get coupons up here, as well as business cards. We have many. Okay, I think that's good.
Okay, well here's where we finally kind of met in a sense, because we were doing our own thing on YouTube for a while, doing my martial arts stuff. He was doing his comedy and his videos and vlogs.
Yeah, at this point was, I just recently discovered cosplay, and how it makes me feel like a little kid, and I like that because I don't want to grow up. So this was at the Kawaii Kon Beach Day, which you will be there at the Kawaii Kon Beach Day if any of you guys want to show up. But literally, I just saw this guy, and I was like, huh, let's add him in a video. And so this is the product of that. So, if you're wondering what that was, that was, I always play this character named Sanji from One Piece. And he didn't cosplay as anything, but he took his shirt off and I was like, he looks like Bruce Lee, he must be Bruce Lee. I'm gonna have Sanji fighting Bruce Lee. And he was basically doing like a bunch of like kicks and stuff, and I was like, okay, somebody who can move, this works. And I basically was like, hey, you wanna be in a video? And he was like, okay. And so I was like, okay, just do this kick and do a roundhouse kick and we'll shake hands and call it a day. And that was the product of that. I think that's enough.
Collaboration. So we did a lot of different projects on the side together with his channel, my channel. But later, just recently actually, we've been planning a gaming channel to collaborate as just the two YouTubers on one channel. So this is the product of that. This is like the first beginnings of it. It's called Ninja Nate and Grand Chino, or Ninja Next Gamer with Ninja Nate and Grand Chino. So yeah, we can kind of talk about how it started a little bit.
Well, I was doing my research and I found out that gaming channels are actually very popular on YouTube. And I was like, well, I didn't catch the beginning of the wave, but I might as well get the tip, you know? I might as well just let it sail out because you never know what might happen. So it was funny because I also found out that Nathan's channel was originally made for doing gaming, but he didn't have the capabilities at the time to record himself. Yeah, RuneScape. How many of you guys play RuneScape again? Yeah! One person was amped this back.
Like we had a slide of someone fighting in the wild.
Were you the ones that always like kill people? Like,
He cares.
yeah.
He cares.
I freaking hated you guys.
I thrived on it and I took all this stuff.
I remember the first time I found out what that was, I was just walking around, do all my armor, everything, and suddenly someone starts attacking me, like, oh my god, so I'm running away from them while they're just swinging me to the dead.
You know, some of the cross paths, right?
I know. That's probably like a level 14 move. But back to the gaming channel, yeah. So we decided to collaborate on something because we've been doing a lot of videos together, but we really wanted something to, I guess, call our own. And that we spawned the gaming channel, Ninja DX Gamer. And this channel took, how many months did it take to get started?
4 months, I think.
It took 4 months to get started and about like $200 something plus just to like get everything we need to do this. And we had setback over setback. I got screwed off of Amazon because of this. I bought something and they closed their account and I sent a complaint to Amazon saying, hey, somebody shut down their account, they didn't send me my product. Amazon was like, well, go to this thing. And then I was like, okay, I'm here. They're like, go to that thing. And it just kept sending me in a circular loop. So I lost about $150 off of Amazon, and I just wanted to vent about that because I'm angry at them. Go to eBay, guys. I'm telling you, eBay is a lot better. That has nothing to do with that channel. But basically, it's a video too, right? Yeah, it is a video. So this is the intro to our gaming channel, which is Ninja DX Gamer. One of them does backflips with style, the other one hasn't played games in a while. Together they both face every trial. It's Ninja and DX Thank you. That was a pain to make. Just making the intro took like several weeks.
Yeah. The good thing is it's not that easy. Just,
Yeah.
It's a good idea that people want to start it. Like, you got to really stick consistent with it, I guess, to actually get it done. Because yeah, you will run into a lot of problems along the way.
And as far as like footage goes, we record for about like a couple hours, and we break it up into like 10-minute episodes. To do that, a lot of people think that it takes like, oh, it's okay, we just cut here, put it there, that's it, done. No. Rendering 2 hours worth of footage from video game footage as well as screen cap footage, that takes an average of like an hour and a half to 2 hours as well. And then comes the process of cutting out the parts that are really boring. So with this channel, we tried to upload at least once every other day. And I was stressing out because I could barely get those episodes done as well as my own channel getting videos out. So I was actually uploading almost like a video a day. And I had no life.
That's the easy job of just playing the games.
No, it's not.
Who does all the editing?
Yeah, he just sits there and looks pretty. Alright. Basically, for those of you who have been here since the beginning, I'm sure that you already have an idea that this is literally a full-time job. If you want to make a successful living off of YouTube, you're in for a very difficult climb. But it's not impossible. Nathan is living proof. Because my channel only has about 4,600 subscribers in the past 4 years. He just recently hit, was it 22,000? 22,000! Yeah!
That's my genre, I guess. Yeah. You know, we know that people have millions of subscribers and they're all like comedy based and stuff like that, or like they have like gaming channels now. Gaming channels are really big. And that's what we're trying to figure out if we can see we can pull off of that in a way, the collaboration.
Yeah. But with Nathan's channel though, because he's more tutorial based, he has the ability to upload maybe like 10-minute videos and people will watch it over and over and over again because that's basically, you know, like how you learn stuff. I wasn't that smart, and I just decided to put up whatever I possibly could, which resulted anywhere from 10,000 views on one video to a couple hundred. So for me, the comedy aspect it's always a hit or miss. And I've been a musical comedian for 5 years, and I did a lot of live performances as well. And some nights you'll have the entire audience laughing, and you'll knock it right out of the park, and they'll want you to have an encore. And other nights there'll be people yelling at you to get off the stage. So with those nights, I think it was mainly because they were older people. I'm not sure, but no offense, sir. For taking notes, you can have note to self. You're the guy with the bow tie. But yeah, with YouTube, it's really difficult to juggle basically your day job, a personal life, as well as maintaining. I'm not sure if this still applies, but I remember a couple of years ago, I think it was 3 or 4 years ago, they did a survey. And they found out if you guys want to make a living off of YouTube, you need to rake in an average of 1.5 million views every week. I don't do that. So, yeah, but nowadays, because it's more of a business type, they have a lot more, there's a lot more opportunities for paid ads. I've never actually tried this. Have you tried this? Yeah, you can, you know like those 30-second ads that get really annoying? Yeah, you can actually put your videos on as ads for that. Yeah, so you pay to put maybe like, you put like $20 for like 1,000 views or something like that. And you basically, anytime somebody clicks on your video, that's when they take, you know, like a penny out of, you know, whatever you have in there. So I've been meaning to try that, but has anybody tried that who has a YouTube channel?
Yeah, but it's not working. I'm not doing it right. I'm not an expert.
Oh well, neither am I. I'm still learning this. But yeah. So like, have you had any success at all with that?
Not so far, but I think because you have to own the product. So.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I see. Yeah.
By the way, does anyone do tutorials of there's any skill that they do, like on YouTube? Do tutorials? Yeah. What tutorials are you doing?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Well, I actually use social media for a living. That's my business. So
Oh,
I teach people how to.
Very interesting.
So I give it's called my Monday Marketing Minute. It's a 1-minute video, really good for business owners, digestible social media tips they can do immediately and implement to help increase their business.
Cool.
And you also?
Yeah.
I did a tutorial for Beyond Alley for one of their
For what was that? I'm sorry?
Or Neon Alley.
Neon Alley.
Yeah, for one of their contests.
Oh, okay.
And people didn't know how to do anything on it, so I did a tutorial for them.
Oh, very good. Yeah, tutorials are, I've come to learn that tutorials are very good for raking in views. I've looked up tutorials on how to drive stick shift, and that's how I actually taught myself to drive stick shift, was I just watched a video on my phone over and over, and after like a bajillion stalls later, I finally figured out how to pull out of my driveway. So, pat on the back for me. But yeah, makeup tutorials are also very popular for you girls. Some guys do this. Are there any questions so far?
Oh, viral videos. I mean, what's your take on it? How to make it so viral? Can you make it so viral?
Well, the basic theory of how a viral video works is you make a video, whether it be good or stupid. No, it doesn't matter, and you share it with your friends. And if your friends really like it, they'll share it with their friends. And then the friends of their friends will see it and it'll spread. That's usually how viral videos spread. Do you remember the Star Wars kid? It's a video of some kid in his bedroom playing with a broomstick, pretending he's like the Skywalker, like that. But this isn't the best example of a viral video because it has a negative effect. But he basically filmed himself and his friends found it and they shared it with other people and that's how it spread. That's how he became viral. A good example, on the other hand, would be...
There's another one. Another way to get viral is also if after it's been shared a lot and someone from like a website, like Funny Junk or something, a big website where they have a lot of like different funny videos. Yeah, mine actually got into Funny Junk and it's people have seen it in other random channels too. It's because the tutorial was great too, but actually what happened was someone commented, it was me doing punch or something, I was doing my tutorial on how to punch fast.
On one of those dummies, you know like those, the UFC dummies?
Yeah, like Bob, if you know what Bob is.
Need a bob.
So it's a mannequin that's solid, you can hit it. But I was doing a tutorial on how to punch fast, it's like, I figured most people want to know how to do that, right? Like you want to know how to beat someone really quickly, I guess. So I was tutorial on how to get as many hits as you can. And it was actually the top search. So like, if you have the right tags and also a good title, you will find that it's easier to find. So it will always be in the very top. And if you search fast punches or how to punch fast, it'll be at the very top. So that's another good thing. Like having good tags and a good name for your video. And it's testing out to see where it is on the search. But so I guess finally got picked up by a website naming mostly Funny Junk, and I don't know what the other ones were, but there's a comment that said, "What if my opponent has arms? Because my Bob has no arms. I'm just hitting it." So it was a funny comment, and I credited that guy. I said, "Yeah, you're very clever, sir." And I even gave him an explanation of what if they did have arms, but that doesn't really matter. It was just for fun. But yeah, that went out, and it actually got really popular. That's another reason why I got a lot of views in that video. And right now, it's almost hitting 2 million in that view because of the titling, the tagging, the content, as well as help to that comment, which is I got lucky in a sense. It went crazy, and that guy's also famous too. His name is Eagle Scout, I think. 46, I think it was like that. Eagle Scout or something like that.
What video is it?
It was Techniques on How to Punch Fast. I think that's what the name is. Techniques on How to Punch Fast.
I almost had a viral video once. It was, I did a parody of Jay Sean's Down song. I don't know if you guys heard it. Down, 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 down. It was really annoying, but I was like, I need to make fun of this. So basically his song was saying like, oh yeah, I'm in love with a girl. I'm gonna bring in hot chicks and I'll dance around. You know that, I'm sure, you look like you're about to say something. Yeah, it wasn't Danielle. That's a whole other story. But, the song was basically called Down, and I did one based off of the economy. The economy's going down. Yeah. So I did that, and within a week it hit like 10,000 views. And I was like, wow, this is interesting. I normally get like 2,000 to 3,000, but for some reason it just shot up to 10,000. And it didn't click in my head. Maybe it's because the song just came out. So I was like, I'll give it a week, or give it a month. Yeah, I'll give it a month and see what happens. by then, like I did another parody that was out of date, and I went right back down to the slump of having like maybe 1,000 to 1,000 views on it.
You're about to do a parody now.
Yeah.
Frozen parody.
Yeah, I'm actually doing a parody of Frozen. You know that song, Let It Go, Let It Go. The song's so long. But for how many of you guys live here in Hawaii? Perfect. You guys know what I'm talking about. Ooh, that was loud. Sorry, but maybe I'll play the song for you guys later on. I'm still working on it. But do you guys remember when we had like that 20 days of rain when I dropped to like -degrees at night?
Oh yeah.
When we had hail? Yeah. So that's what our song is about, or that's what my parody is about. Why is it cold? Why is it cold? I thought Hawaii was supposed to be warm. Why is it cold? Why is it cold? It's a tropical winter storm. But I'll play that for you guys later. Or it's gonna be up on YouTube at some point, yeah.
Ask him after.
Yeah, ask me after. Alright,
Social media.
yeah, social media.
So there's ways you can promote yourself. Because we talked about like the viral videos as you asked the question and how you can get that. But also these are other ways. So you can share on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Google+, which no one uses unfortunately. They're still trying their best, but Facebook is a big one, Twitter. Even Instagram, I guess we're going to put that on.
Oh shoot, Instagram. Yeah, Instagram. I think we're almost running out of time. So we'll speed this up a little bit. Yeah, I think so. It's 1:30 something. I don't know. An hour? Really? Oh, okay. I don't know.
Yeah, so on YouTube, like actually Grant's more expert on this
Okay.
one.
Yeah, because with Nathan, his channel took off like that, and he didn't really have to do much, right? It just kind of happened.
Yeah, for me it just kind of happened because I was just doing it for fun really. I wasn't trying to be a famous popular YouTuber or anything, and yet of course not, but I still had a lot of success in the general like martial art genre. So it was me just kind of putting out videos and being smart with my tags and my titles and trying to put out content that people would want to see, and just, yeah, it came to the viewers. So really just I was came to the viewers. As much as I could. I wasn't really promoting it as much, but Grant did some promotion on it.
Yeah.
He talked about it.
I wasn't so smart with the tags. I just put like whatever I thought would work. So I put a video of like I don't know, something that had nothing to do with Justin Bieber, and I put it in the tag just because. But it didn't work. But literally, the way that I gained all my subscribers was I would subscribe to everybody who subscribed to me. I would comment on their videos. I would say, hey, thanks so much for subscribing. You know, it really means a lot. I checked out some of your videos. It's pretty cool. And people were doing this thing called sub for sub back in the day. And yeah, don't do that. That doesn't matter. So I was doing that. And out of all my efforts, it would take me like 3 to 4 hours sometimes daily just trying to get people. And only a tenth of them would subscribe back. And even less of them would actually become my friends, which I would still keep in contact to now. But let's see. Yeah, so things like collaborating now is the new thing. If you collaborate with people, you'll get, you know, like you'll both be combining fan bases, which is what we're doing right now. But even that has its hardships. If you guys noticed the previous slide we showed of their collab channel, it only had 64 subscribers. I have 4,000, he has 22,000. So we don't know where all of them went.
We even did videos to try to combine it by doing it on our own channels and having like links towards that video. We specifically had like content talking about it, but yet still it doesn't work out where not 100% of like not even 10% almost of the people you have on your subscribe to you will actually subscribe to a new one yet. It will take a lot of time. So it might help a little to grab stuff from your previous channels, but it's still difficult.
Yeah, the main thing is as long as you both don't give up, because it takes, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day, neither was YouTube. Yeah.
I don't know if to pin video links, but you can do that on YouTube. You can put like a little, it's like your own.
It's like basically your own ad on your own video.
Yeah, leading to another video. So I put a playlist on. So it shows up at the beginning of every video. And also there's a watermark you can do now. So like you put a little your logo or whatever picture you want in the corner top right of your videos, and it'll lead straight to your channel and subscribe.
Yeah, so there's a lot of nifty tools that you can use to help build your YouTube channel. you just need to take the time to actually like look through like all the new things that I know that they change their like layout like once a week or something now, and it just gets more and more convoluted and crazy. But if you figure it out, then you can run with it, and then you can make it work for you. Required skills on YouTube. I guess that this is more of like I guess a guideline for what works and what doesn't. But generally, I guess we both found that if you know like if you're gonna be talking a lot on YouTube, you want to have a good personality. You don't want to be talking like this and expect people to like you know. So there's a big difference of how to. I've seen videos of people 10 minutes long, all they're doing is talking about their day. And after 30 seconds, I'm like, I'm their friend, so I have to watch this.
Unless you're really awkward and good at being boring, so that's funny. Some people can do that. That's funny.
Yes, oh, have you heard of this guy? How many people have heard of this guy? He's a really old YouTuber called Dax Flame. He's basically the most awkward kid you'll ever meet, but he's the funniest kid. And I don't know, like it's to the point where I can't tell if it's an act or if he's really like that. And he's basically like he had this friend named I think Jacob, and he was just like, dear video diary. Today I was in the bathroom and I saw Jacob and I really wanted to impress him. So as I was peeing, I turned to him and I said, "Pee, fight," and I peed. I'm like, I don't know why I did that, but I just did. Anyways, that was my day. I'll see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye. that was
That sounds like Chris.
that was the video that got viral basically. But yeah, I'm not kidding. There's people out there that like that, and they deserve to be on YouTube. Yeah. But editing abilities too. If you're gonna do a lot of editing in your videos, I suggest that you invest into a good editing software, because every little bit helps. Camera skills. We don't want to be filming our feet. So, for those of you who walked in recently, I talked about this guy who I had as a cameraman, and he would hit the record button when he meant to pause, and the pause button when he meant to record. So I would have like 10 minutes of him walking, and right when he was like, "Yeah, no, okay, hey, let's do a scene, okay, ready to go," and he would just cut off. And I'm like, "Dang it, what's wrong with you?" There's a red light blinking. So yeah, camera skills are good. Unique ideas. For those of you, does anybody know who that guy is? He goes by the name of Jack Stones. He made a video called the Snuggie parody, or the WTF blanket. You guys know what the Snuggie is, right? How many of you guys think that's ridiculous? Why not just wear it right, like backwards, then you can be a wizard, you know? Come on. But he made a parody called the WTF blanket, and that got him started. But he basically, like Nathan, did it just for fun, and things slowly progressed, and he now is a very famous YouTuber, which I want to work with one day. The computer savvy and persistence, I think we talked about that too, where you need to understand how to use your computers to make good videos and use taglines and all that, and you need to be persistent.
Again, this could be another area of questions if you want.
Yes.
If you have a question on any of these topics.
You good? I saw you yawn. Oh, did you have a question? I'm sorry?
Snuggie.
Oh, the Snuggie. Yeah?
If you take me to church, you could probably sing in the choir.
That is true. And never have any friends again.
This is a fun topic.
Yes, this is a very fun topic. I'm sure that this is what most of you have been waiting for. Hate comments. Yeah, so if you're going to be on YouTube, be prepared to get them. Because me and Nathan, we both experienced our fair share of hate comments. Some to the point where they don't make any sense at all. Like, I guess I'll read mine first. So I made a song for a lady, a very nice lady in the UK. She's a gamer. Once again, going back to the gaming channel, very popular. But her name was LD Shadow Lady. I don't know if any of you guys know her. She's mainly known in the UK. But I wrote a song called LD Shadow Lady, and I had this comment randomly pop up. That's more like massage. Oh, that's it. Sorry. Oh yeah, he goes, "Oh my god, you wrote a song about a random chick on the internet that lives across the world you don't even know? WTF, you must be gay.
They didn't even put B.
I'm sorry, my brain just exploded there because I don't understand what that means. I write a song about a girl, clearly a guy, and yet you say that I am gay. Logic out the window. But the great thing about when you develop a fan base, you have people supporting you. So somebody actually said, I looked at your profile, man, you criticize here, damn, you don't even realize, you don't even catch the point. I guess grammar is, how writing a song about girl is gay. I didn't read that until just now. That one is
Grammar's out the
also,
window again.
Yeah, exactly. We'll defend your brand. Like edit. But yeah, Nathan also had some comments too.
So mine are different because Grant's entertainment, and he has like criticism on his entertainment, how okay, it's boring or something like that. But mine is tutorials, so a lot of times criticism on how I did the tutorial or the content was to them wasn't that impressive. And this guy says that's more like a massage, LMAO. I could hit him once in 1 second and he's dead. He's like 90 pounds. So back then I was actually smaller, so it's true. I was 90 pounds though. I was like 140. But as you can see his profile, he looks like he's a boss.
He has swollen nipples.
Yeah, it's kind of funny picture. So he's one of those guys, you know, they just want to talk you down, I guess. But I had to do it over the internet, which is probably a tricky thing to do. I would think at this point, like, well, let's try and see you feel every punch and see how you feel afterwards. But sometimes you just gotta take it like that. Just take it as a good solid and really kind of ignore some of it. You can take some can be as good criticism, but they're done in a bad way. So people will say something bad about it, but in a way they're right, but they just came off in the wrong way, maybe. So you gotta really like not take it too personally sometimes. Like there will be a lot of hate comments. Some will just be because they just love doing that. They just love putting out hate comments to people. Other times it will be legitimate, but they will just talk it to you in a way that sounds very harsh.
Yeah.
So sometimes, yeah, you gotta take it in different ways. And for me, tutorials, they're all like thinking, okay, no, that wasn't the right way. They figure there was a better way to do that. Well, everyone has different styles of how they can teach. So sometimes that will clash, but really, you do what you do. You try to learn from everything, from people's feedback, whether they're good or bad, and keep moving on. So just don't let it discourage you. Don't stop making videos because people hate comment you.
Don't feed the trolls, people. I'll write a song about that.
So we should put that love you out there who have ever gotten back.
Yeah.
It happens, and there's gonna be dislikes in your pages too. Videos.
All right, so we're pretty much at the end of our panel. Once again, if you guys want your 2D pixel art, you guys can come up and grab them. But if you guys have any questions too, we'd be more than happy to answer all of them. And we'll be walking around outside, so if you guys see us, please say hi. If you need to absolutely have like something to say right now, we can't talk about it. But I feel like we're almost out of time.
You have until 2:30.
2:30?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I thought it was at 1. Okay. All right. So we've got a lot of time, guys.
We also have these.
Yes.
How long have you two been doing this now?
Well, I've been making YouTube videos for about 5 years, I think. Yeah. I think October is when I actually started uploading videos.
If I am as successful as you,
I don't know what you're talking about.
making after 5 years.
Yeah, well, I mean, what was the question? Sorry.
Oh, I say, if I'm as successful as you, how much money would I be making?
Not much. Don't put your day job. But seriously, success is really it really depends on what you define it by. Like for me, I wanted to basically make a living off of this because I saw the potential. Nathan did it for fun because he wanted to, he just started putting up tutorials. And it's ironic that he's a lot more successful than me, the guy who's like striving for success. But in the same time, one thing I've learned over the years is that there was a time when a video took 8 months for me to make. 8 months, yeah. Because that was the time I decided to step it up, and I was gonna have a video editor. I was gonna get all these people, but I didn't have the money to pay for it, so I bought them food and all that. It just took 8 months, and it was a ridiculously long time. And I was literally going through like this depression, thinking, you know what? I think this might be it. You know, YouTube is changing. It's getting to the point where I can't keep up with it anymore because I'm old-fashioned. And I was at that point where I'm like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna give up and just find another way to, you know, make a living. So I posted this video basically saying that I'm quitting being a musical comedian. But the amount of support I got from people they wouldn't let me stop. And so even after that whole video of, you know, like after 4 years, I only have 4,000 subscribers. That's not where I wanted to be. I think I'm giving up. I'm throwing the towel. People wouldn't let me stop. So to me, success is, do you really want 1 million people watching your video only once and then never talking to you again? Or do you want to just have 1,000 people who are very loyal and who will constantly cheer you up when you have hate comments and defend you over any troll out there? And that is my definition of success. So right now, yeah, money would be nice, but you know, like I am very proud and happy for the YouTube following that I have. Thank you.
Do you have a daytime job?
Yeah. I have to keep it. Because we have a full-time job.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But
Full-time job.
yes,
What
we
kind
both.
of lighting do you use for,
Lighting?
for a good camera? Do you use
Um,
natural lighting or do you use?
We use daylight. we haven't invested in professional lighting yet. That's on the list of things to get though. But yeah, we're eventually thinking about getting like reflectors and stuff. But we're actually going to be making a lot more videos together. So once that happens, I'll probably be investing into better equipment as well. Yes?
First, I'm sorry because I came in late.
Oh, no problem, no problem.
For yourselves and what kind of music. But in general, like, here's what kind of music there is for your favorite. Are there any, like, formulas of, like, music or style that you guys go with that you try to use to...
Yeah, we can go back. That's actually a very good question because, well, you guys want to watch the video again? That's pretty kick-ass, right? Yeah, okay.
空手やれよ
So yeah, that's what we do. But if you notice in that video though, as far as singing goes, Nathan was always consistent with doing martial arts or some form. You know, he did fire dancing, he did martial arts, nunchucks, parkour. Yeah, we do parkour. But yeah. But for me, I am all over the place. I had a video where I was skateboarding. I had a video where I was playing music. I had a video where I was drawing. I have a cooking show on my channel now. Okay. But so if there's any advice I could give to you guys is be as specific as possible in the beginning of what you want to do. So if you're gonna do musical comedy, do musical comedy. If you're gonna do martial arts, do martial arts. If you're gonna do makeup tutorials, do makeup tutorials. If you're gonna be like me and do 5 different things all at once, cooking while doing backflips on the guitar, then it's going to be a little more difficult because you'll have fans from all over. You'll have the people who like the cooking channel. You'll have the people who like the music. You have the people who like the skateboarding. But when you don't upload one video for a while, they get impatient because they only want to see either skateboarding or martial arts or parkour. So if Nathan did a whole bunch of dance tutorials, that would be a very big turn of events, you know? And so I would say diverse is only good once you have a following. Yeah.
Also, but you have more freedom to do a lot of different things. For me, I also have to screen what I want to do because I have to, like I said earlier, cater to my viewers, and like, they always want martial arts, maybe a little bit of parkour. I'm kind of easing parkour in because it used to be just martial arts, just plain martial arts. And sometimes I really like doing other things, and it's hard to not want to think of can I share that or not. So. Yeah, like in a way, it is good to have one object, and then you have people who subscribe to that one thing. but it's also constricting too, because like you're kind of stuck on doing that, making sure like you keep doing that, else people won't like it anymore, and they'll think, he's not doing the same thing that we came for. So it's kind of hard naturally to want to make a majority. Like for me, I'm doing majority of my shots, I guess, but because I'm doing things with him, it's kind of like taking like a crazier, more like, out there kind of like things, not just martial arts anymore. But I love doing those fight scenes and choreography. So because of that, I have people I can work with to make a performance like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, tutorials is where it started off, and I stepped I've yet to keep making more, and it's kind of hard for me to now at this point, but I should be making more, and I want to keep doing that because that's what actually the viewers wanted, and they're always commenting, saying suggestions of what they want to see next for tutorials, and that's where I get most of the interest. So when I do other things, sometimes I'm worried that people won't subscribe because they think, he's not doing it we want anymore. Like it's all this other thing, parkour and music stuff. Yeah. So hopefully the viewers are patient with that. And, but yeah, I want to make the fans happy. So.
There's that fine line of how do you do things that you want to do because you want to do this versus how do you do things to also keep the fans, giving the fans what they want. Because let's be honest, with any celebrity, with any YouTuber, with anybody out there who has a fan base, they're nothing without their fans. I mean, good example, Justin Bieber. He was like the biggest thing back in the day, and now he's like hated. So it's very simple to see how quickly your fan base can turn on you, especially when you make the wrong decisions too. So,
going to jail.
bottom line, just don't do what Justin Bieber did. Don't fight. Yeah. Should I drag drunk? I don't know.
For an interesting example, when we started the gaming channel, I put up a video that he made, and it didn't get as much views, and people were like, I don't know. So I eventually, I don't know if Grant knows this, but I took it off of public and I put it to private, because for that reason, I kind of went to sympathize with the ASD. We made a video for, what the hell was that? Yamada.
Yeah.
We made a music video for Yamada, and they also had it for a while. But then because of the difference, because it was all these student films doing it, or younger people, and they're used to a more higher quality, I guess, they also took his video off of public to private at the time. So, yeah, it's pretty difficult. Sometimes you don't want to have certain things get out there that it's going to change. Like, a lot of people don't like that change sometimes. When it's a big, especially if it's a big change.
I didn't know you did that video.
I did.
Friendship over.
I didn't take it off, I just put it on private. It's still viewable, but it's not on the page.
Yeah, but I mean, I can totally understand that too, because, with, when we did make that video with Young LF, a lot of the comments, I guess people don't read sometimes, but it basically, in the beginning it said, this is a student project with like 6 contestants or whatever, and this is the product of that. But then I was reading everybody's comments, and everyone's like, wow, Young LF is really bad now. What happened to the quality? This is really bad. The vote is really bad. And it's like, dude, did you not read what it said in the beginning? Those little words that you can read with your eyes. So, yeah, I don't hold anything against you for taking it off. But, it was basically, everything that we're doing right now is basically trial and error. We don't claim to know the perfect way to become viral. We don't claim to know the perfect algorithm to YouTube's system. We're just like you guys. Like, we started off one day making videos, and we're still trying to find our way. Because it's definitely a really difficult task. But like I said, with collaborating and joining forces, it can help. Because if I have 5 subscribers and you have 5 subscribers, combine them together, we have 10, It might not happen right away, but the more people get used to seeing both of us, the more used to they'll be like, oh, okay, I'll subscribe to his channel. And the great thing too is, I was looking at the people who subscribe to our Ninja X Gamer channel, because now we're getting people from, from people who are just looking up video games. And they're coming onto our channel, they're seeing that we both have our own separate channels. So every time somebody subscribes to me on the gaming channel, I go to their history feed, and right underneath subscribe to Ninja X Gamer, I see subscribe to Grant and subscribe to Nathan. So it does prove that it works. It's just a very slow process. You have a question?
You should wake that guy up over there. You should wake that guy up over there.
Oh, that's okay.
Where is he? Are there any other questions? Yes?
What software do you use to edit?
I use Adobe Premiere. I don't use Final Cut like the rest of the world.
No.
I like. You what?
A lot of people in the industry are using Premiere.
Yeah, they're just switching over. It's so much easier. Okay.
How much did it cost? I'm sorry. How much did it cost?
I was lucky enough to get it from a student going to college, and I got the Adobe Suite. Meaning I have a whole bunch of programs I don't even know how to use, but it looks awesome on my computer, and that costs roughly like 500 something. Original price I looked up was like 3,000.
Yeah.
So I dodged that bullet like Keanu Reeves in The Matrix.
Encourage him to learn Adobe After Effects so we can make some pretty cool special effects.
Yeah. I've been trying to do the laser piece, but it goes all different ways. But yeah. I wish I did, but the problem is because I do so many vlogs, people don't know how to use that and focus. So I got that camera right over there. Hi camera, hi YouTube. That'll be on YouTube in a bit, so hi people in the future. That is a Canon XA10. That was about $1,500 bucks. Well, $1,600 because I had to pay for shipping and all that too. And I found that at Best Buy for like $1,300. I'm like, oh God. Just toss some money away. Yeah, I do definitely recommend the what is it, the camera you said, SLRs? Yeah, I do recommend those for those of you who are planning to do like tutorials or something that doesn't require a lot of movement. All you gotta do is focus your camera, set it up, and it's set. And the crazy thing I found out is that, you know, Saturday Night Live, that little show that we all know that, yeah, they use DSLRs or SLRs. Yeah, whatever, I'll get that one. I'll get the name. Yeah, TSLR. They use those cameras to film their episodes. So if Saturday Night Live is using those cameras, they must be good. I'll try to invest in one in the future when I can. Yeah.
Did you all take any kind of classes, or are you just completely self-taught for this stuff?
For YouTube?
Just for camera usage and your editing skills. Like, did you ever take a class or anything for that?
No classes whatsoever. I literally learned everything by myself. It took me a while to figure out that you can learn it off of YouTube too. Ironically, the thing that I'm trying to get famous off of. Yeah, for the longest time, I found out that that thing has Blu-ray standards. I didn't know that, so I had it on the lowest possible setting. I'm like, geez, I paid $1,000 for this camera that records worse than my flip cam. What the heck? But it wasn't until I actually read the manual, which was like several months later, that I found out how to use it. And just like using Premiere and editing, I got sick. I was really deathly sick for like 3 weeks, and I was like, you know what? I can't sleep. I'm just gonna mosey my way over to the camera. If I don't pass out, I'm gonna learn Photoshop, and I'm gonna learn Adobe Premiere, and I'm gonna learn all of that stuff just because I don't have anything else to do. So, like, I mean, I'm sure that if I went to classes, you know, like taking classes and all that, it would have been a lot faster, but at the same time, my financial situation is not the best. And because most of my money goes into like software or like hardware or anything, basically buying props. That's the thing that'll drain you, and if you hire a crew, buying food, or paying them, all of that just goes right out the window, and you're back to, you know, having gas money. So, it's really easier to teach yourself. But I mean, if you have the money, by all means, learn, take classes, go on YouTube, type in tutorials, do anything you can to learn, because knowledge is power. That's right. Yeah. G.I. Joe. Yeah. Oh, that's something we didn't talk about. Copyright. I have a lot to say about that. I hate YouTube covering copyright. So, I guess because I was doing parodies a lot, they couldn't catch me. Because I was just playing on my guitar, and, you know, it's not the original song. The song, previously I talked about a song I wrote called LD Shadow Lady, Teleport My Way. It was a song that I wrote, I produced, I made the music video, I made everything for it. And I also did this thing called speed drawings. You know, you just have your camera and you draw something and it, like, you speed it up. So like a 2.5 hour video turns into like a 2-minute video. And it's really cool because then like the drawing just like forms automatically. They take forever. But anyways, I decided that since my LD Shadow Lady song was so popular, I would draw her. I would speed draw her, basically her avatar in her video games. I used my own song. I used my song Teleport My Way, and then I wasn't getting any money off of it. I'm like, that's odd. So I looked at it, and it said I had infringement of copyright on my own song. And I lost 700 views worth of AdSense because of that. God damn it, YouTube. YouTube. Just point at the camera, don't worry.
The same thing happened to me and it was my own film.
Yeah. Another, see, there's so many variables to that. Another thing that, with the gaming channel, we've been having so many problems with that too. Because although before you couldn't do video game footage, until they found out that there's a loophole. If you alter the audio with your own voice, and if you add like a little picture in there, like basically picture-in-picture, you can do whatever you want with it. And you can actually make money off of playing other people's video games because one, it's free promotion, and two, you know, like everybody wins. They get to see you play the game, other people get to play the game, you know. But YouTube is tricky, guys. They found a loophole around that. If you're, for example, The Legend of Zelda, we were playing Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. Hey yo! I kept getting copyright on it, and I was like, why? And then I started looking at it, and they're saying that the background music is copyrighted, so therefore the entire video cannot be monetized. YouTube. Once again, they screwed us over. So, with copyright issues, there are so many, and it is ridiculous how, like, you gotta really read the fine print sometimes. You have anything to add to this?
For me, it's never a problem because it's tutorials. Everything is my own. So that's the great thing about it. Like I was able to just like say, so whenever it pops up and things, is there any stuff on your video? No. I just put no. The only time that you became a problem is when we did like there's all this great music for when we do like stuff like that parkour stuff, the scenes, like the fight scenes and things. That's when I don't get any views. It's just purely like promotion for making it look good. So yeah, I don't get into that because it's music that's famous and it's already been copyrighted. So that's when I don't get views, but usually tutorials, it's all good. But yeah.
We made a Christmas parkour video where we basically, like the story behind this, it's really a funny story too. We found a Santa one-piece bodysuit in Kmart that was extra large. And he put it on and he was like jumping around in it. And I was like, well, it's almost Christmas. Let's buy it and make something. So we split it 50-50. We bought it, we just took the camera out and we were doing ridiculous stuff. And it turned out to be a really funny video. I was actually quite proud that I made it. Like, you guys should check it out. It's called Parkour Santa. And
it starts off like
it basically starts off like a one of those like classic
sitcoms.
The sitcom stuff. And the story goes that he picked the Santa suit off of a homeless guy, and it has magical powers to give us parkour abilities. But the problem was that I used an old song that I thought that nobody would care about. It was this weird like waltzy Christmas song.
You watched what's his name? The guy who does splits on the truck.
Oh yeah. That's a different one. Van
Damme?
No, Van Damme, where he does like the splits on the truck. Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I thought it was that one.
No, it wasn't that. No, that got flagged for copyright too.
Yeah.
We're just getting flagged left and right here. But it was basically like this weird Christmas song. It's like, they're tuning up the fiddles now, the fiddles now, the fiddles now. That song, because of that song, my video cannot be seen in certain countries.
Alright.
Why? I don't understand. Nobody wants that song. That's the reason why I found it. It had 1,000 views on it. Nobody listens to it except the guy who put it up front. So yeah.
That's just really well done. It's a very funny song.
Yeah.
Along with the antics that are going on.
Yeah.
When you write your own songs, do you copyright them? Or?
Yes and no. Technically, anytime you write something and you upload it to YouTube, it's a form of copyright because it has the date that it was published. They used to do this thing where you could mail it to yourself, but I found out that they cut that out. There are sites like, I think it was like screenwritersguild.org or something like that. I'm not sure if that's, don't quote me on that.
You mean
but
WGA, Writers Guild?
yes, yeah, there you go, Writers Guild, where you can copyright it for like $20. But for me,
it's just registration.
oh, it is? Oh, okay.
But you still, I mean, it still be sealed. But it's still
Yeah. So there's so many ways to copyright it, but on YouTube, there's a button that says published, and you push that, and it says the date that you published on. And so if anybody tries to steal your music, you can be, well, it's on YouTube, it's here for the world to see. Can you prove that you did it before? You don't know? Then screw you, it's mine. But yeah, I don't necessarily copyright all my stuff, though I should, I really should. But usually things that I put up on YouTube, I'm kind of like okay that, like, if somebody tries to steal it, I'm not gonna make a big deal because I'm just gonna harass the guy until he says, okay, I give up. And but I've never really ran into that problem before where I've actually had something copywritten from me, or like stolen from me. Somebody turned one of my songs into a ringtone, that was about it.
I've had a similar experience where like one time I did a stretching tutorial and someone else put it up as a tutorial on how to grow more, I guess, because stretching helps you grow. Because if you loosen up your, it's actually kind of true, but like if you stretch out your joints, you actually create less resistance for your growth plates to actually move. But anyway, he posted my exact video, exact everything, nothing was changed on it. And he got more views than me on it, which is really interesting. So at first I made a big deal about, what this guy doing. Like, eventually I just didn't care anymore, but I didn't pursue that one at all. It did get more popular than mine, but maybe it's, in a sense it's still me, it's my face. Yeah. So it could possibly still come back to me in the future.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that was actually one of the things I always worried about. It's like, what if someone takes my song and then gets a million views and I'll be like salty in my room? But it hasn't happened yet, so. You're all in the back.
What's your advice for people to join YouTube networks like Maker Studios?
What's our advice for people who join YouTube networks?
Yeah, like Maker Studios.
Oh, so like Machinima?
Yeah.
Oh, so like partnerships?
Yeah.
That's where, for those of you who don't know, becoming a YouTube partner back in the day was like a very prideful, big thing.
Yeah, it used to be a lot harder to become a partner. Like, for instance, you also had special abilities, like you could go over 10 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a director almost. You had like the ads cards, and you could do banners and stuff. Now everyone can do banners.
Yeah.
Before, we had banners. What else?
I don't remember, but for partnerships now, it's basically, it gives you the freedom to put almost anything up without having to deal with copyright issues. Because the way partnerships now work, when you, like, let's just say you partner with Fullscreen, which is like one of the biggest partnerships now, they basically take your ads off and they put their ads on your videos, and then they take a small portion of what little you make already. And that's basically how it works. So you'll be protected by a giant company, basically, so that in case you do put up something copyright, they're gonna be like, well, he's already with Fullscreen, we can't really do anything about it. You know, like, that's the only benefit to partnerships now, I think. Yeah, they basically bought the rights, so.
You bought the rights to whatever you're gonna put up on there. Yeah. So like you can do your music and you'll get something. Like you can do like what we're talking about, like when we had like music for me or like for him, like you can put up stuff like that and it won't be flagged down anymore.
Mm-hmm. And another thing too is that oh shoot, what was I gonna say? I forgot I was gonna say something but I forgot. Never mind.
I don't know, I was talking about YouTube partnership as a partner on YouTube. That was different back then. Now everyone kind of has the capability. So partner, what you're talking about also is probably like outside partnerships from YouTube that kind of go hand in hand with YouTube. You do both, but you get benefits from the other guy because of either promotion or you can put in content that usually is flagged down. So, but it's not always a benefit unless you're getting a lot of views, maybe. And it's kind of like a gamble almost. Like you can do it, and it might be good. I've had some people that have done it, and it's better than what they're making for, so therefore it's working for them. If you're doing things that don't require much, like for me, I don't need the media stuff. So I don't need those benefits, so I don't do it. But for people who do that constantly, they have all these outside media, they want to use their stuff without being flagged down, then they would probably cover it.
Another thing that you should know is that I think that they have contracts. So you can have like sometimes like a 1-year contract with them, 2-year contract, and you can renew it. Be very careful about that because I know that certain companies they were actually doing lifetime partnerships, meaning that once you get in, you're in there for the duration of however long you plan to keep their YouTube channel. And so many young kids got suckered into that to the point where it's like, it's basically game over because now, you know, I'm not going to say anything, but
They own them.
yeah, they basically own their YouTube channel. So be wary about that. Alright, well, yeah, do you guys have any other questions about us, about life, about being a ninja, or an explainer? Yeah.
16 years. I started when I was 8 years old, and I'm 24 almost right now. So. Is that right?
Do a backflip.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
You should do tutorials on it. How long have you practiced? Ah, nice.
Wow,
Very good.
very cool.
Taekwondo?
Yeah, we did some companies and stuff.
Oh, you too?
Yeah, you can.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Directors. They have to. Yeah, they have to get videos. Basically, they're almost like automatic partners. And you had to do it when you made this channel. Because like if you start, like if you change it, like or like at one point you could change it, but then later on you couldn't change it. Because when I found out about that on my channel, like way back then, I tried to change it, but I couldn't anymore. And they cut off that feature. But it doesn't matter anymore because YouTube has completely changed. Back then it was like, yeah, it was like a good advantage to be director because you could go beyond 10 minutes and all that special stuff. So
Now it's like anybody can upload anything.
yeah, that's all. It's all mixed up with everybody.
Yeah. Oh
How
man.
long do your normal tutorial videos, how long do they last?
They can lay anywhere from 3 minutes to like, I have one that's 30 minutes. They kind of vary, like the stretching video is the longest because it's really me doing the whole routine with them. Other times it's just like a short introduction to something or like a quick preview or like a partner drill where I have 2 people with me. So they kind of vary. So they vary. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
We've got a couple more minutes left. We want to do kill time.
We can have a coffee and stuff.
Oh yeah, if you guys want to come up and grab your coupons for dinner crafts to get $1 off 2D pixel art, feel free. We have business cards up here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I bought 1,000 of these. You can take as many as you want.
If you're ever interested in any training, I teach at the UFC gym as well as at the Hawaii Academy. My contact are on these cards, and you can call me on cell or text.
And I guess to end this, we'll finish with a song, I guess. Right? Hey! How's it going, Grant? Alright, so juice assistant stuff. Okay? Yeah, good to see you too. Okay, guys. Who wanted to hear my Frozen parody? I'll just do that. Yeah. I know about that.
Yes.
Please forgive me, I haven't practiced this too much. My toes get cold and it's late at night. The wind blowing through my sleeve. Woke up to this damnation, wondering why it's freezing. The wind is howling, there's a hurricane tonight. I'm Bundled up in sheets, I think I'll be alright. But the wind creeps in, and it goes through all my sheets and my down comforter too. Concealed I feel the night wind blow. Well, this just blows. Why is it cold? Why is it cold? Thought Hawaii was supposed to be warm. Why is it cold? Why is it cold? It's a tropical winter storm. I don't care what my parents say. Turn the heater on. I'm not gonna go outside today. It's funny how the heater makes everything so warm. The air that once condoned me has suddenly been reformed. The sun comes up in orange hue through the icy air, the light breaks through. But wait not now, what do I see? Can it be? What a pain, what a pain. Why is rain falling from the sky? What a pain, what a pain. I guess the weatherman lied. Back to bed, I will go. Turn the heater on. Okay, this is the part I don't really remember.
With gin?
The rain gets heavier and builds up on the ground.
You just put that over his.
While cars and people splashing in the puddles all around. A person walking by suddenly starts to wail.
Oh my gosh. Nice.
I look outside and see that the rain has turned to hail.
This exercise is
Why is it cold? Why is it cold? We're getting pelted with chunks of ice. Why is it cold? Why is it cold? It's horrible in paradise. Think I'll stay in bed all day.
Oh, I am rich. I'm just kidding. How much does that look cost?
Turn that heater on. I'm not gonna hit that.
At least I was accident.
I'm not gonna go outside today.
Yeah, at least I look better.
Yeah.
I think we're falling asleep. Oh yes, thank you guys. That song will be up on YouTube. I don't know, whatever I decide to film it. Have a schedule, people.